ओके सो आज हमारे साथ हैं अर्का। और अर्का के बारे में बता दूं, इन्होंने पॉलीगन में फेलोशिप की है। सो आज जानते हैं अर्का से ही कि क्या है पॉलीगन फेलोशिप, इसमें क्या क्या चीजें सीखने को मिलती हैं, कैसे अप्लाई करते हैं और क्या बेनिफिट हुआ अर्का को आफ्टर ज्वाइनिंग दिस फेलोशिप। सो हेलो अर्का, थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग टू दिस चैनल। सो बताओ, आप अपने बारे में बताओ, अपनी जर्नी
So
के बारे में बताओ।
yeah, so before beginning, I would like to really thank you for having me here. Like मैं आप आपको 6 महीने से follow कर रहा हूँ and it really means a lot to be in this channel. You are educating so many people, like thousands of people across India and giving them education. So it's really a big thing for me. And talking about myself, so my name is Arka. I am undergrad at IIT Guwahati. I'm in my third year, pursuing EC. And talking about my experience, I have done 2 3 internships in various fields like consulting, ML, development, and finally after exploring all those fields I moved to blockchain development. And there it all got started with a cohort which by luck I just came to Nigeria. And then like in the last month I finished my fellowship with Polygon. So basically after that, after the fellowship got over, we had the main project that we built during the fellowship. So I decided to continue it and try to make it into a startup. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm part of 2 startups. One is I'm building with my team, which is actually the extended version of what I built during Polygon fellowship, and another with 2 of my friends from IIT BHU. So yeah, so I'm working on this too now. So yeah, like you asked about Polygon fellowship. So it all began like it was yeah, like the application. I came to know about it in the most random way possible in a WhatsApp group, which I didn't open 2 months before that, and I didn't open after 2 months getting. It was just that day I just managed to open that and saw that they're talking about some like fellowship and all. So it was a like group of Nigerians actually, and by because there were more than 10,000 applicants, so there's of course a certain amount of luck involved. So I got into the fellowship. So yeah, it was really a great experience.
ओ ग्रेट। सो लाइक ये जो पूरा रैंडम लाइक ये जो पॉलीगन फेलोशिप करवाता है, क्या ये कुछ पर्टिकुलर टाइम पीरियड्स पे होती हैं या फिर कभी भी ये रैंडम प्रोसेस होता है?
So like talking about the fellowship, it is the first time they are making such a fellowship. Before that, like Tezers has one such fellowship I saw, and summer of I think Bitcoin also had a fellowship like this. But for Polygon is the first time they're making. So yeah, so they actually released it through all the social handles. They made an application like on web, so you could just search it out. So basically, I think they will continue it once a year. So you can
ओके,
apply it next year.
ये मतलब अभी पहला टाइम उन्होंने किया है। पर लाइक इस फेलोशिप में मेनली उनका क्या क्या टारगेट क्या रहता है, क्या वो चाहते क्या है वो जब भी कोई फेलोशिप के लिए एंटर करता है? और कुछ एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया भी होता है इस फेलोशिप में एंटर करने के लिए, कोई प्रोजेक्ट होते हैं, क्या होता है?
So basically, EA fellowship, like it was really different. Uh, yeah. So like talking about the fellowship, it was broken into 2 parts. One is the beginner's track. Another was the builder's track. So for the beginners, I applied for the beginner's track.
ओके।
So in beginner's track, they expect you to have good knowledge about Web 2, and you want to transform into Web 3 part. So you're actually trying to you know the basics about Web 3, but you now want to get into Web 3 full time. So not expecting too much depth and knowledge about Web 3, at least in the first year. But maybe in the following sessions, it will be more difficult to get into. They might look a little bit because see, talking about blockchain experience, people maximum have 1 year experience. So even the guys in the builders track, they were like having 2 years of experience maximum. So it was like what happened was they like talking about like you get to actually learn things and also get paid for it. Like it was internship plus they are giving you materials to learn. You make projects out of it. So actually I think it's the best thing that can happen. Like the way they structured it, co-founders of big companies, they used to really give insight into, like before that I didn't know about metaverse and DeFi or all those. So weekly there was like one topic, one week maybe DeFi, then next week metaverse, then one week was like in the second week it was totally about making DApp from full scale from scratch, and we have to submit assignments. So it was like you have to submit those assignments, and then you will get those stipends in periods, like after 3 months, 3 weeks, then 4 weeks, like this they were structured. Exposure that is required to build in Web3, and then they expected like after 6 weeks of building, you have to make the main project that will be like it will be the main project out of the fellowship. So that you have to build with keeping in mind you scale it to the level of a startup. So that's what they advise, that we will give you the space even after the fellowship is over, we will be helping you. So
Hmm.
you decide what problem you can solve in the market. So after you are exploring everything that is possible, let's say DeFi, Metaverse, NFTs, and everything, you get the idea, you build with it weekly, and then you decide, okay, I want to, let's say I want to build into NFTs, or this is the problem I think can be solved. So you build around it. 2 3 weeks you will be given, and last week we were taken to Bangalore. So it was really a great experience in the hacker house, where like it was a five-star hotel. So
Oh,
the rooms were yeah, it was like extraordinary. Like the facilities provided, the food was like totally awesome, and in the like the hotel had a hacker house type of thing in the topmost floor. So that was open throughout the night, and in the night we are supposed to build. So they used to like supply brew like cold brew at night. So we used to spend most of the night there only. So basically the concept was, okay, you build, and last 10 days you can get mentorship guidance directly from the Polygon people were there, Devfolio people were
wow.
there. So like connection wise, I think the most important thing was connection. Like otherwise you cannot connect with these people so easily. Like if you
Right.
reach them, most of them they will ignore or but if you say, okay, I am from fellowship, though now also it matters. Like they get okay, they get a like position. Okay, they I have spoken to them, or they know about at least the thing that is happening about in the fellowship. So finally, in the like last day, that was the most anticipated day. That was a demo day. So that there we got a chance to pitch to investors. But like first we were really nervous, like whether they will be investing. Like it's the first time for us. For me, it was really the first time. In school, I was really shy. I never even went to stage. So pitching, it was a different experience. But basically, what they clarified later was, like they wanted, like they were profit, like investors, real investors, but it was more of getting into the space and getting your face known. Basically, they noted down, okay, this is the project they're building, and now if you think that you want to take it forward, you can contact them later and get on with them one on one. So basically it was more of like, okay, you get a platform. Most of us, it was the first time. So experience of pitching, getting valuable feedbacks from people. So yeah, that was more like it. Yeah.
वाओ, नाइस। लाइक क्या प्रोजेक्ट्स पे, लाइक तुमने कौन से प्रोजेक्ट पे लाइक किया था काम?
Yeah, so like then I worked with another girl from the bootcamp. We could pair up in two or do it individually. So like we built around cricket. We understood like cricket was really not only a sport, but a like passion, an emotion in India. So we thought like why not make something like Dream 11 exists, but make that on Web3, and add more cool features to it, and add more like earning possibilities. And also what we did during the fellowship, that like the prototype was ready. Basically we really worked like throughout, like at that time we weren't having college classes because it was summer holidays. So sorry, the semester break. So throughout the day we used to work, and somehow we finished it. So basically what we did is we minted, like let's say there are 100 pairs. Okay, so we mint NFTs of those pairs, and when a user comes in, he can buy the NFT, and he can trade that. So during the IPL, the value of it can go up or down. So basically he can earn 24/7. Whereas in case of like Dream 11, you just take a 40 rupees coupon, and like 99% of people are actually losing money, and there is no transparency also. But here you get a feeling of ownership and all. So yeah, so we built around that. We really wanted to make it a startup, but what happened was later when we like there the feedback was good, like you're building, they also appreciate, okay, you can take it to a startup. But what happened, like last 2 weeks back, I started speaking to some guys actually in the industry, like whether it is scalable in terms of business, like the idea looks promising, but there are a few I would say challenges that I came to know. Like first is that you cannot get rights of players so easily, so it will be quite difficult. Like to get a right from Virat Kohli, it will be really difficult. Similarly, the existing players like Radio, operating in this space, they raised $100 million. So they
Hmm.
have the connections and the financial power to convince those people. But as a beginner, if I go, so they will not entertain us most probably.
Right.
And so it was quite demoralizing. But actually, what happened in the meantime, that I actually submitted this project for accelerator program, and there I got selected. So
Okay.
that was due beginning from 21st. So encode
Hmm.
accelerator. So uh, now midway I understood, like one of my seniors, he really helped me. I gave really honest opinions. At that time I needed some, like a person like him as an elder brother, where he will be telling like actually what can happen. So he said, see, you will after 2 months, and they maybe like they have promised like they were giving one-on-one guidance and all, so maybe helping in funding also in the last week. So if you even get a funding, that doesn't look scalable to him. Like he's in the gaming industry for 3 years. So then it was tough. I didn't really want to. Okay, let me pivot to football. Then I can address the global crowd. I spoke to him, but he said that way doesn't business doesn't work. Like you are trying to fit your product, not according to the market, but just because you have built a product out
Right.
of. So that way it doesn't work. So I also understood, okay, like just for the sake of building, there is no point. So what he did actually, he did actually, like now what I am building, so I pivoted the whole thing around content creation industry. So basically I like changed the application, mailed to them, okay, this is my, so they accepted it later. So now basically what we are doing is we are actually targeting to bridge the gap between content creators and the fans. So let's say I am a content creator. So what do I want? I want to, let's say, incentivize my fans for being loyal. Let's say you have a YouTube channel, so you want those loyal fans to maybe meet with them, share your experience, share your journey, and be a part of your journey basically. And as a fan, I would like to be a part of your highs and lows, what you are doing in life, or meet with you. Like those people who really follow you, whom I follow, they are role models like me. So it will be a great thing maybe to have a t-shirt signed by them, like all those things that like bridges the gap between the content creators and the fans. So through this platform which we have named Fanatics, so we plan like when a user will come in into a platform, he will be at level 0. Okay, so he does something, he does some activities in a platform that will give him points, and that way he can level up. And level up, by leveling up, he gets to meet up, meet up with you, let's say go on a Zoom call, one-on-one meetings, maybe do an Instagram live, shout out to them. So that way they are also feeling connected to the your content creators. And the
Right.
content creators are also in a way incentivizing. So that is one thing. And the NFTs they buy, they can trade it, and of course earn from it as well. So I changed the sports, like the fantasy model into the content, because I think content creator, like this industry is going to boom. Like it's already doing pretty well and it's supposed to boom a lot. So I think it will be a good way. Like even as a fan, if I am a like I follow Vivek Bindra a lot, and I want to meet him, let's say. So if I can like buy a NFT, and
Hmm.
even I'm not actually paying, like most of, like I can also earn through it, because if I follow someone who actually will grow in future, so I'm actually investing my money that way. So combining both of these, so that's way we are building. So now we have a team of five to six people. So now we are building it, so let's see what happens.
ग्रेट, ग्रेट। एक बहुत ही अच्छा लेसन लाइक आपकी स्टोरी से हर का सीखा जा सकता है कि अभी बहुत सारे वेब 3 डेवलपर्स हैं, दे आर लाइक कि हमें कुछ भी बना देना है, हम बस एक अपना प्रोडक्ट बनाएंगे और बस चलते हैं उसको। लाइक मेरे पे क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, ये बनाना है वो बनाना है। बट जो आपने बोला कि अगर जो हमने प्रोडक्ट बनाया है वो अगर वो मार्केट में फिट ही नहीं बैठ रहा है तो उसका कोई मतलब नहीं है। क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग स्टार्टअप शुरू तो कर देते हैं बट वो यही नहीं सोचते कि वो जो प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हैं वो खुद उस वो उनको अच्छा लग रहा है। बट वो दुनिया को अच्छा लगेगा, वो इतना फिजिबल है कि नहीं है, वो इतना
हम्म।
स्केलेबल है कि नहीं, अगर वही नहीं होगा तो आप अपना प्रोडक्ट लेके जाओगे कहाँ, राइट? सो डेफिनेटली दैट्स अ वेरी गुड पॉइंट। सो ये जो आपका एक्सपीरियंस था ये तो बढ़िया रहा। और आपके अलावा आपके जो साथ में थे उनका आपने देखा प्रोजेक्ट्स कैसे, उन्होंने किस तरह के प्रोजेक्ट बनाए? कोई मतलब वहां पे विनर टाइप का भी था, किसी को वहां से
नहीं नहीं
फंडिंग
नहीं
मिली, किसी को ऐसा?
नहीं, फंडिंग एक एक के शायद बात किया था, बट ऐसे फंडिंग तो नहीं। क्योंकि देखिए मैक्सिमम क्या था कि दो इन बिल्डर्स ट्रैक दे गॉट एक्चुअली 3 weeks, लाइक दे देयर प्रोग्राम स्टार्टेड लेटर, सो मोस्ट ऑफ देम जस्ट gave with the notion doc or figma file, so their thing wasn't ready also, they were just building. And for the
ओके।
beginners track, I think it's not that everybody wanted actually to get a funding, because at first my thing was okay, I've got this fellowship, I will put that into CV. But later actually when I went there, actually many things changed. First of all, I figured out like there is a lot of potential to be a like start a business here, which is impossible, looks impossible in web 2, because here the people are actually funding. Web 3 funding is also easier to get than web 2. There are so many things you can build, like
राइट।
in hackathons I checked it out, like those projects can easily go into like market, like they build in 2 days. If they continue it for 2 months, they can build a great thing, but most of them may not be continuing, I don't know. So I figured out like they also were telling like if you are in Web3, you have spent a considerable amount of time doing this and like getting accustomed to this new tech. Now if you go and then get a job, it's not a bad thing, but then I also felt that this doesn't make sense, like just to put on the CV like I got into fellowship. I think I will, what I told myself, I will give myself 1 year time, so I'm in third year. Just started third year, so if it works out as well, otherwise I also have to see about the placement. So that way, so yeah, so everybody wasn't actually like, most of them were in the fourth year, so maybe they got placed and also they didn't continue
राइट।
that way. And those who did, I think, yeah, one of my friends also got into the accelerator. He was from the builder stack. So most of it was okay. You showed their project, you got the feedback. Now they were like we are given 10 minutes to pitch. So they also told, I personally went to one guy from builders track, the builders tribe, as a, they fund a startup. So he told like we cannot fund in 10 minutes. So we need to get on call, at least know about, like get in the business part of, like there they were seeing what tech stacks you have built, what problem you're solving. But actually if there is some business angle to it, how much it is, how much you can earn, because most of us are, we do not have any revenue, we just made a project out of it, right? So they said you can get on call with me, then we can discuss this thing, but of course in 10 minutes we cannot fund. So
राइट।
yeah, so it was,
दैट्स द ट्रुथ, राइट, दैट्स द ट्रुथ। वो तो आई थिंक जो शार्क टैंक में भी दिखाते हैं वो भी ऐसे ही रहता है। वो
वो तो
बिना
कट कर दे
नंबर्स के
दे
आप
लेके
नहीं कर
देखिए।
सकते, राइट? बिना नंबर्स के आप ये स्टार्टअप को फंडिंग तो दे नहीं सकते। नंबर्स के बिना क्या होगा? आप एक एक आइडिया है आपके दिमाग में जो आपने बना लिया, राइट? बहुत सारे लोग यही सोचते हैं कि शार्क टैंक देख के कि बस जाओगे और वहां पे ऐसे ऐसे करोगे और लोग कहेंगे लो पैसे ले लो, बट ऐसा होता नहीं है, राइट? आपको अपने नंबर्स भी रखने होते हैं। अगर आप कोई आप में से स्टार्टअप के लिए शुरू करना चाहते हो भैया, तो नंबर्स होने चाहिए आपके पास, तभी आपको फंडिंग मिलती है। अब वो वाला टाइम गया कि आपने बस एक आइडिया पिच किया और इन्वेस्टर्स आर रेडी, आपके पास कुछ दिखाने के लिए होना चाहिए कि भैया ये देखो नंबर्स हैं। सो दैट्स ग्रेट, दैट्स ग्रेट। सो अब अर्का, आपका क्या प्लान है, आगे का क्या प्लान है? अब ये फेलोशिप हो गई, अब क्या अभी अपने ही स्टार्टअप पे वर्क करना है या फिर कहीं जॉब करना है? क्या है प्लान आने का? अभी तो आप अभी आई थिंक सेकेंड ईयर में हो, राइट? आप भी?
थर्ड ईयर स्टार्ट हुआ, लाइक
ओके,
जस्ट
थर्ड ईयर आपका स्टार्ट हुआ है। सो अभी आपका क्या प्लान है? अच्छा, आईआईटी गुवाहाटी में कुछ
स्टार्टेड
अभी इस
थर्ड।
समय का माहौल है, मतलब वेब थ्री को लेके, कि सब अभी वेब टू ही पे चल रहा है?
बिल्कुल नहीं,
ओके।
बिल्कुल नहीं, मतलब मैं जब पहले उसमें काम कर रहा था, लाइक इन द फैंटेसी क्रिकेट मॉडल, आई जस्ट वांटेड लाइक अनदर गाइ। आई आल्सो थॉट ऑफ स्टार्टिंग अ ब्लॉकचेन क्लब, बट अभी एक्चुअली आई रियली डोंट हैव एनी टाइम, लाइक मैंने बस मेरा मिड सेम खत्म हुआ, इट वाज लाइक नाउ आई हैव मीटिंग्स पैक्ड अप फॉर 4 days, लाइक कैन नॉट डिवोट like wholly devote to make starting a club, otherwise I would have done it. But
हम्म।
basically मुझे लगता है कि here people are not that aware, not they, I won't say they don't want to do it, but they like, because see when I got the fellowship they were congratulating, okay you are doing this, like they were preparing for the like preparing DSA and for the internship season. So I was there in Bangalore. So they were congratulating. But actually, issue is that the tradition is set by seniors. So when you ask seniors, they will say do DSA and you get intern, and then you do not have to study for two years. Actually, you get an internship in second year. You get a most of them get a PPO. Like in IITs, it works like this. So you get a placement. So but it looks quite great. Like after 2 months, you get just to chill in college. So it looks quite great for them. So maybe that's one thing. Like I found like third tier and fourth tier, like second and third tier colleges, there this blockchain revolution has come. Like they build a lot of projects, they participate in hackathons. But this like in our college, I don't know a single guy who actually does blockchain development. So there's no tradition. But for me, actually, what I have done from my first year, I totally like first I tried out with investing. I invested a lot of money, made some lost some. So I started with that. Then I started a YouTube channel, tried Instagram marketing and these things. So I really like to figure out like which I don't know absolutely. I love to figure out and learn about it and get good at it. So that way, I think when like I did web development, people were saying, okay, just build a project. So see what happens in placement. You can just copy projects also. There nobody is seeing. But I thought if I want to make a project, like a product out of that, it looked quite difficult for me. So actually, I was looking for something which maybe a startup kind of thing you can say, but actually what I can do in the like make it into a product. And then I came across this blockchain development. And so like now as you said, what I plan to do, so my focus is on both the startups. Like I got into the like this Arsenal just one month back. So I'll be building both of it, and my plan is like 1 year I'll be giving a shot to both of. Let's see what works. Like one got into accelerator, and they are also said me like they're getting into incubation program. So let's see how it works. And then after 1 year, if it doesn't work, so I also have to sit in the placement season. But let's see if it works. I'm not going to sit, of course.
नाइस। ये अच्छा है, मतलब ये लाइक यू आर रेडी फॉर द रिस्क पार्ट आल्सो, कि हाँ यू आर रेडी टू टेक रिस्क एंड देन लेट्स सी व्हाट विल हैपन। दैट्स अ वेरी गुड अप्रोच। लाइक पीपल के जनरली लाइक स्टूडेंट्स कैसे अप्रोच होते नहीं, दे आर वेरी मच कंफर्टेबल वेयर दे आर एंड दे आर लाइक आई एम कंफर्टेबल, डू नॉट लेट मी, डू नॉट मूव मी हियर एंड देयर, आई जस्ट want to be in the campus placement or
That I
something
feel.
like that, just let me be easy on it, that's good। ओके सो अभी के लिए आगे का यह प्लान है। सो अभी जैसे कि ये लाइक पॉलीगन हुआ या फिर ये जो ब्लॉकचेन हुआ, अभी के लिए जो रिसोर्सेज होते हैं, ये रिसोर्सेज कहाँ से, लाइक यू हाउ यू आर मैनेजिंग द रिसोर्सेज, हाउ यू आर स्टडिंग, कैसे हो रहा है ये सब? कोई
Like for the blockchain development part
हाँ
or
ब्लॉकचेन।
blockchain development part, like when I started, it started with as I said, the cohort with Zuri team. It was from Nigeria. So that in the 2 months they give materials. Mostly they used to have live classes at night. So
ओके
the time zones were like maybe the classes would start 12:30 at night. So basically they have the materials now also in the website. But I had problem at that time catching their dialect. So I used to search in YouTube other videos with the same topics. So what it started with is basically deploying. Like first they gave an understanding about what is blockchain. That is that's how they started. Then ERC20 tokens, then ERC721 tokens. So they give ideas about that. We you would scaffold it's something. So we made some projects with that. So initially it started with the materials they provided. But after the cohort got over, mostly see I have learned through your like Codita channel, and that DAP University, he also creates good content. And I think a new YouTube channel also is coming up, like Eat the Vlogs or something. So he doesn't have too many subscribers, I think, but he but how to actually make a full scale DAP. I was actually watching these before getting the fellowship. But as I said, like I was also direction like what to do now. Like should I go for like participate in hackathons? I came to know about it. But the issue was that there was no peer group. Like I didn't have people with whom I can participate in hackathons or who knew about it. So So basically that gave me direction, because when we had got into Polygon, so weekly we had like we have to study this, the materials they only gave, and we could actually we had to make things from scratch. So I think that way the learning is much easier. Like when you learn something from a tutorial, like for the beginning part, of course we have to refer some tutorial, but when you build something, there are some critical errors that will never you will never get through when you are learning through some course
Right.
or something. So like for anybody who wants to learn blockchain, I think like you can see like Flip Coding also has a playlist on Solidity. So best way is to start with Solidity, of course. After studying Solidity, you move on to Truffle, Hard Hat. There are tutorials. You can find that on YouTube only. No paid course is required, I think. Then if you have come from Web 2 to Web 3, you must have known front end. So you start making dApps, and that way like you make 2 3 full skill dApps if you make from your side, I think. Then I think now the situation is that you can apply for like internships and all, if you have this amount of knowledge, I suppose. So that will be a good way. Now if you work in a company, or like one or two of my friends, they are working, so they do not have like vast amount of experience. They're work 6 or 7 months, they have been doing things, but people are taking I think this amount of knowledge is enough. You know the basics, you can make a full skill app, and that way you can get an internship, and then you can like expand onto the knowledge.
नाइस नाइस, ये बात सही है। लाइक पीपल शुड स्टार्ट मेकिंग, ये बस वीडियो कंटेंट ही ना देखें, और उनको स्टार्ट कर देना चाहिए काम पे भी अपने, राइट। और अभी सही में अभी जो ये वेब3 का फील्ड है काफी नया है, और आई थिंक अभी अपॉर्चुनिटीज काफी है। लाइक पीपल आर नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग मच ऑल्सो, कंपनीज भी कुछ ऐसा एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करें कि यू शुड बी नोइंग समथिंग माइंड ब्लोइंग, और लाइक रिएक्ट जेएस में भी तुम्हें ऐसा कुछ आया कि भैया किसी को नहीं आता। सो दैट्स अ गुड पॉइंट, दैट्स अ गुड पॉइंट। और जितनी भी चीजें आरका ने बताई वो सारी चीजें भाई कोडिटर चैनल पे हैं, तो भाई देख लेना वहीं पे जाके, इधर उधर जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। ओके, ठीक है तो चलो
अच्छा,
प्रमोशन भी
इंसिडेंटली
कर रहे हैं।
एक्चुअली
हाँ।
मैंने भी एक्चुअली एक कोर्स बना है सॉलिडिटी पे। तो वो
ओके।
एक एक्चुअली मतलब मैं फेलोशिप में ही था, तो बात हुआ था एक जन, तो मैं अभी डिस्क्लोज नहीं कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि मोस्ट प्रोबेबली अगले महीने आ जाना चाहिए लाइव।
ओह
बट लेट्स
नाइस।
सी, मतलब उसमें पूरा सॉलिडिटी एकदम स्क्रैच से बनाने की कोशिश किया था। पहले इंग्लिश में बनाया
नाइस
था, फिर उन्होंने कहा ठीक है हिंदी बना लो, तो हिंदी में बनाया था। तो
नाइस।
लेट्स सी हाउ इट वर्क्स
तो
आउट।
अर्का ने भी अपना प्रमोशन कर दिया। लाइक देखना चाहिए, कंपटीशन इज हाई। Like when you are with founders, they are competing like on the channel only. Like my channel is all about Solidity, and he's just promoting Solidity course here only. Like this is how things works, right? Tough word. Okay, so thank you so much, Arka. बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला. Like a lot about Polygon Fellowship and how to like deal with all these things. Thank you so much. कोई like last किसी चीज से end करना चाहोगे like इस session को, कुछ अगर अपने
अब
words में?
हाँ, मतलब कुछ चीजें जैसे मैं खुद एक लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम दिन का सेल्फ ग्रोथ पे लगाता हूँ। पता नहीं वो लोग देख के हंस रहे होंगे, बट मतलब मैं अच्छा लगता है सुनने में ऐसे मोटिवेशनल स्पीचेस वगैरह। तो उसमें जो मुझे की कि मतलब उसको देख के व्हाट आई फेल्ट दैट आई शुड अप्लाई, उसमें से मैं कहूंगा कि दैट विल हेल्प यू अ लॉट। तो फर्स्ट तो मुझे ये लगता है कि यू शुड रियली ड्रीम बिग। मतलब एज यू सेड, लाइक मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर लाइक ओके आई हैव गॉट एन इंटर्नशिप, गॉट अ जॉब एंड दे सेटल डाउन वेरी इजीली। बट आई read somewhere like you cannot get past your wildest expectation or wildest dream. So that dream should be really wild, and even if you are not achieving 100% of that, even 10% you achieve, you are actually ahead than 99.99%.
Right.
So that is one thing. ड्रीम अब जितना देखोगे, मतलब सपने नहीं देखो तो कुछ नहीं होगा। तो वाइल्ड ड्रीम देखो। दूसरा मुझे तो लगता है कि बेसिकली कॉलेज में आके आई थिंक पीयर ग्रुप रियली मैटर्स। लाइक अगर
Right.
आपका दोस्त जैसे होगा, आई यू टेंड टू बिकम लाइक दैट। क्योंकि मुझे पहले एमएल में स्टार्ट किया क्योंकि मेरे दोस्त एमएल के थे, फिर डेवलपमेंट के दोस्त हो गए, फिर मुझे अच्छा ये भी करना चाहिए। फिर ब्लॉकचेन का तो ठीक है, मतलब वो हो गया था, बट नॉर्मली आई थिंक मैंने कहीं पढ़ा था कि यू आर एवरेज ऑफ 5 पीपल यू आर विद। सो आपका वो
Right.
5 दोस्त बहुत सॉलिड होना चाहिए, क्योंकि बेसिकली जो कॉलेज में जिनको मुझे लगता है कि ज्यादा कुछ नहीं कर रहे होंगे, उनका सर्कल ऐसा है कि वो लोग नहीं करते, तो उनको लगता है कि
Right.
ठीक है नहीं करने से चल जाएगा। बट इफ यू डू नॉट हैव फ्रेंड्स, इट्स ओके, बट इफ यू रियली मेक क्लोज फ्रेंड्स, दे शुड बी रियली हेल्पिंग यू। वो आपको उतना पुश देना चाहिए कि देन you really grow with your friends, that close 5 people you interact. Because after college you do not have time to like the batch everybody in the batch is a friend, but that close friends you have will speak to, that really matters. You have a good friend circle.
Right.
और तीसरा तो वही कहूंगा कि आई ऑलवेज लव टू लाइक फॉलो, डू नॉट फॉलो द क्राउड. लाइक most of the time, like when I was in JEE, like preparing for JEE, like I was in 10th, so then also took a hard call to go to Kota, because most people do not go to like out of the city from Kolkata, like in West Bengal. So I think when you follow the crowd, actually most of the time they are not working in the right direction, or you have a better thing you can do. So before like finalizing, okay, this is one thing I should do in life, you should explore all the options. Like I heard, I think from Gary Vee, he said that like most of us are trying to figure out what we want to become by 22 and get settled by 25. But there are so many things we can actually do, and we do not know what we are actually good at, right? Maybe we are software development is not meant for me, but if I get a job at 22 and keep on switching the jobs, maybe we are not actually exploring what we can be good at. So we should explore, and let's see what works out in future.
राइट राइट राइट, बहुत सारे तीनों के तीनों पॉइंट्स बहुत ही अच्छे थे. फ्रेंड्स को अच्छे से चूज करना चाहिए डेफिनेटली. जिनके फ्रेंड्स अच्छे नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता अच्छे. लाइक यू शुड बी ऑलवेज बी इनकंसिस्टेंट विद गुड थॉट्स, गुड लर्निंग्स. राइट, नाइस, सही बात है. सो डेफिनेटली भाई, जो लोग भी कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स हैं, यहाँ पे जितने भी पॉइंट्स सरकार ने क्लियर यहाँ पे रखे हैं, वो सारे के सारे बहुत ही अच्छे पॉइंट्स हैं. सो अपनी ब्लॉकचेन पे वर्क करो, इधर उधर मत वर्क करो अभी. सिर्फ ब्लॉकचेन या फिर मतलब किसी भी वर्क करो, मतलब एक्सप्लोर करो. द पॉइंट इज कि एक्सप्लोर करना सीखो. लोग एक्सप्लोर नहीं करते, वो एक जगह जाके बंद हो जाते हैं. और जो लोग ब्लॉकचेन सीख रहे हैं, तो भाई ब्लॉकचेन ही अच्छे से सीखो. तो इधर उधर डाइवर्ट मत हो. लड़के लड़कियों की तरफ और लड़कियां लड़कों की तरफ मत हो. अर्का से सीखो एकदम. इज लाइक टोटली कि यही करना है तो यही करना है. ठीक है. सो ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच अर्का फॉर बीइंग ऑन दिस चैनल. और जो भी प्रमोशन अर्का ने किया है, थोड़ा उसको ध्यान मत देना. और कोड एडिटर पे सब लोग बने रहो, ठीक है. और यहीं पे सब कुछ मिल जाएगा. सो मिलते हैं हम लोग, ठीक है. थैंक यू सो मच अर्का. ठीक है, ओके. तो मिलते हैं हम लोग फिर कभी
Thank
एक
you,
और
sir.
सेशन करेंगे इस तरह का. ओके, थैंक यू सो
Thank
मच.
you.
ओके, बाय बाय, गुड नाइट.
Bye, sir.